And we're back, match 1, game 3 coming up. Envy starting hot, pretty impressive performance there on Solar. We saw Zuma dropping 53, Nameless and Saints over 40. Then we saw a slow start to Search and Destroy on Terrace, but they finished strong, winning 6 in a row after dropping the first 2.
Yeah, after those first 2 rounds, they kind of looked at each other and were like, hey, come on, let's not be silly here. Let's not drop a map. Because you've got to give Omega Ambition a little bit of props there. The first couple of rounds especially, they played very well. The first offensive round, really smart heads-up play from them, just kind of pushing through a bomb site, wrapping around. Envy did not expect that at all. But then you see how quick Envy were to adapt on their next offensive round. Didn't make any mistakes, and that's why they won 6 rounds in a row. Right.
Omega Fatal Ambition, obviously the underdogs in this first round matchup. Number 6 going up against number 28.
A little bit of an underdog story.
But I do have to say, I was impressed with their ability to hang within the score. They were getting outslayed by 83 in that first game. However, I think if they're able to get some clutch returns and maybe, you know, win those huge return battles when both flags are out, they might be able to steal the CTF. The key for me, though,
maybe
lock down the tunnels, make sure Merc is not in there slaying like he was at the start of Season 1.
That's an interesting stat as well. Zuma was tied for the highest number of kills in a CTF game at the Season 1 playoffs with 36. Can we see him potentially try and beat that in this game? One thing's for sure, he has looked very, very good in Respawn this far.
We're going to open things up, and I'm going to turn on your COD vision for you. There are the 4 opponents. They'll be outlined in red. The Atlas squad in this one is, of course, going to be OFA. Envy wearing their blue. At the start, Zuma's going to fall. Merc answers back on Daze, and already Merc trying to get pretty aggressive. Let's go over to Nameless now. And Nameless is going to double back, trying to keep his base clear.
I want to point out that one red arrow, Chris, at the very bottom of that mini-map. If you could just highlight that one real quick, that's actually going to be Seiken. And he is playing such base defense right now. He has not moved, and he's actually got a more sniper bow combination. We saw him mix that up in hardpoint, but he's playing such base defense. He's not giving anything away for Envy, and you know, you have to kind of question how long is that strat going to last for, and especially if he falls like he just did.
Yeah,
that's now such an open route for Envy to take.
Yeah, that's Merc going to be moving this flag up. One player to beat it was Stumpy, and there is Zuma with the cutoff kill. So their flag is pulled, but this is going to be a crappy situation for Joseph trying to battle out. There's 2 players, and Merc is going to be able to cap this one in as the flag return comes in from Zuma.
Yeah, that was within the first 60 seconds. Envy already with that flag, and you know, Zuma 5-3 to kick things off. Merc desperately trying to pick up this kill, but
Daze has got some moves, man.
He's managing to escape, but Nameless should be able to pick that up, and that flag should be instantly returned.
Nice return, once again staying on board with Merc. I'm just going to be with him until he dies, because when Merc got heated up on this Ascend map, he just put on a show 2 weeks ago.
Right, he can be so good at this map. When he locks down that tunnel, I mean, he's 5-1 to kick things off. Pretty much deja vu, flashbacks essentially from Season 1 finals. He really just understands how to play Ascend, what are the key parts of the map, and you know, his flag runs, he isn't afraid of doing that. You know, he isn't afraid of pulling that flag and just taking it to the opposition.
The cover is incredible. Zuma basically cleared the path the last flag, was doing really well to get this second flag out. Unfortunately, neither player able to get it going. We're going to take it back to Nameless now. And Nameless setting up with the bow on the attack is going to pick up one. Stumpy stops him short. Zuma still applying pressure down the middle. Envy not letting off the gas at all. They are trying to strangle their opponents inside the base.
Yeah, I mean, Zuma 9-5 now, looking for his 10th kill. There it is. I mean, we said the record was what, 36 kills from Season 1 playoffs? He's on track.
All right, keep it up, man. We're only 2 minutes and 20 seconds in. Zuma back on your screen. Let's see how many you can rack up here on side 1.
Oh, there's another one for him as well. The flag is being run by Merc. He's gone bottom tunnels, and
yeah,
just look at that minimap. You don't even need to change player. That's a cap. You can just tell. There's no way anyone is getting through. And that's just due to Zuma's map control right now, and his presence mid-map is just locking it down. No one able to sneak past him.
Stumpy actually did sneak in for a moment, and I'm going to actually take it over to our OFA team for the first time. Let's go over to Stumpy, who's moving this flag very well. Stumpy going to be able to get past through the middle, and this is the answer back. Nice job. Omega Fatal Ambition taking advantage of their opportunity. Great cutoffs were put down. You saw Seiken pick up one, Joseph's with a second, and then Stumpy running it home. 2 minutes left. They're only down 1 cap.
That was pretty much the perfect flag run. It couldn't have gone any better, as you said, Chris. You know, they just all looked down the perfect cuts, and Daze really needs to go big and pick up that flag, and he actually does get that return. So nice play. Envy still only lead by 1.
Yeah, this is going to be tough. I mean, they're still getting outslayed so badly.
Zuma has 17 kills with a minute and a half left of the first side.
What do you do in this situation, Ben?
I mean, you can try and avoid him, but that's very difficult because you know Zuma's going to be playing far pushed in your own base. He's trying to pick up those cuts mid-map. You can try and, you know, do some unorthodox things, maybe try and pull out an melee. That could work. Try and pick him out from range. But one thing's true, you need to do something because you can't just allow him to keep picking up those kills mid-map. It's going to give Envy too much control.
Right, Seiken with a huge return there. That would have been cap 3. He was the last line of defense, won the one-on-one, and just got to the flag in time to get the return before dying. Stumpy trying to get it out once again. He's cleaned up. Seiken, though, here to rally it, picks up the flag, picks up 2 kills, and now he's got a clear route. 1 player to stop him, and that is going to be all up to Saints. Saints is going to be lapping back around, and it looks like Merc is going for the counter pull. So the returns must come in. Merc wins the one-on-one against Stumpy. Josephs is going to pick up Nameless, but now Saints is pushing forward, and Seiken is in such a tough position.
And the real issue with that flag pull there was as soon as Seiken pulled it, both of his teammates were behind him.
Right.
And they weren't really covering anything. No one had any map control for them, and Envy was so easily able to just run towards their base, counter pull the flag, and get it towards tunnels.
This should have been a 2-2 game. Instead, it will be 2-1 going into the half. Most likely, we have 1 player pressuring. Good defensive cover here as Daze and Stumpy will add more kills. Seiken holding the flag up top. Has to watch out for tunnels. Nameless on one last push.
Oh, someone's actually pushing Merc as well. Merc's actually dropped the flag. I believe both flags are down. Then both will be returned. Doesn't even matter. Time runs out at the half. Still 2-1 to EnVyUs, but not the most comfortable lead that you would expect to see really from a team like Envy on this map.
Absolutely. Here in your round-ending kill cam, it's going to be Daze showing you his stop on Nameless right before Nameless could get that return. So good stuff from Omega to keep this close. They're down 1. They really need to have a strong second side. Ben, playing from this new spawn, how do you think they're going to fare, better or worse?
If they can lock down tunnels, they should be okay. Of course, you need to make sure that you can cover that light spawn too. That's going to be the key. But Seiken, once again off the break, Chris, using that more sniper rifle, something that I keep my eye out to see if he is going to change it, but he's more than happy to just kind of pull out that Moors and play solid base defense. Yeah,
he got picked right away though, so it doesn't seem to be working out. Stumpy is going to be able to pick up 2 kills at the start of this. Closest player to going positive is Seiken at 14, and the IMR set up on defense. I actually don't hate this play.
Oh, he's using streaks too.
Oh my goodness.
If he plays base defense with this IMR and he can get streaks, this could change the game completely. We wondered if we were going to see anything too different, and you know, game 1, we've seen a player run streaks in CTF.
We haven't seen streaks at all in AW so far in North America. Really would be impressed if one of the players here from OFA are able to lock it in. It looks like Seiken, the only one running it right now. Josephs is pulling the flag. Nameless, though, is in the middle of the map just waiting for him, and his teammate is actually going to get the return in the tunnels. That was Zuma chasing him down. Meanwhile, another flag was out. Both flags will be returned home, though. Let's stay on board with Nameless. I want to see what is his role here for Envy when it comes to CTF Ascent.
He's pulled out that bally. He's going to be trying to lock down that mid-map, try and get those cuts so Merc can try and pull the flag, but you see Merc in the minute just doing the defensive work. And he's doing a great job of it as he actually picks up Seiken there. And you know, just going back to Seiken on that class, also running danger close. So if he gets that streak, it's going to be a lethal. In actual fact, he's changed class once again, so he's pulled out an ASM1. He knows he needs to be aggressive. You know, you're down 1 flag, you got 3.5 minutes left. It's all good and well trying to camp for that streak. But if you focus too much on camping for that streak, I mean, you're leaving your teammates 3v4. They're not going to be able to make a play.
We got Stumpy trying to apply pressure on the Envy flag. Not going to happen. Seiken rotating through the left zigs is going to be making his push. Gets 1. Daze is going to clean up Saints. They're fighting for middle control, and they almost have it. They're just not picking up the final kills once they get in position. Stumpy going to go for a pull here. He'll be met by 2 defenders, though. Needs to get at least 1.
No, and he's not going to be able to do so. I don't think Seiken will be able to get out of here alive, at least. He may be able to pull the flag, but 2 players from Envy who were controlling tunnels immediately turn around, and Seiken should be dead. Does fall. Nice play from Saints to really wrap back, and Josephs just, again, needs to play a little bit passively here and just cover that flag, because players from Envy are going to start pushing him.
Yeah, Nameless being one of them. He picks up a big 2. Third kill opportunity, not going to pick it up. Saints is there to answer back. Zuma back at home is Merc, and you're going to see Zuma going for the pull, though.
Let's see Zuma with that flag. Picks up the first kill. He's at 26 kills, 2 minutes 20. 10 off the Season 1 playoff record.
Think he can do it?
Yeah, 100%.
10 kills, 2 minutes for Zuma?
Yeah, it's 5 a minute. Why not?
Nameless unable to finish this one. Zuma, last man standing, gonna have his hands full for the first time. This is base control coming in from OFA, and there is a big kill. Stumpy, can he get this one? No, he is gonna fall. So is Saken. Their teammate spawning so far across the map in no position to help out. Still a 2-1 game. OFA still trying to figure out how do they get this pole and tie it up at 2 apiece.
And realistically, in positions like that, when 2 or 3 of your teammates die, there's no point single-handedly pushing the EnVy flag. Because guess what? You're going to die, EnVy are going to get full map control, and they're going to put a lot of pressure on your base. With just a 1-point lead, it's much better to kind of play for your life and wait for a solid push. Minute and a half flag pulled. It's going to be Saken with the flag. He's trying to win that gunfight tunnels, and he actually does so. That was against Merc, and shot from behind. That's unfortunate. Flag's going to get returned. But still, this is a close game, Puckett. Realistically, you could see a flag here from a Mega Fatal Ambition if they keep playing the way they are.
Joseph's just got the call out. They're all in tunnels. Picks up 1. 2 more players back to their base. He had a teammate try to apply pressure. Merc is going to clean up Saken. Daze is there, though. And Daze, can he get this flag out? 1-on-1, make it 1-on-2 now as the players come off spawn. Big fight, and Saints is going to win it once again. Saken now applying pressure by himself. Like you said, though, you need to see a more coordinated attack. They're individually pushing, and it's simply not working against EnVy.
Oh, and Saken's going to drop that leave. Stumpy, last man alive. He needs to at least pick up 1 or 2 players. Only managed to pick up Merc there, and immediately players off spawn rotate back to their base, and that's good stuff from Daze that just doesn't allow Zuma to run that flag.
Nameless continuing to patrol the middle here with the Valve player, jumps right over him into Merc. Nice defensive setup. Nameless continues to impress. Stumpy touched the flag for about 1 step. He was cleaned up at home right away. And look at this. Merc trying to put in the final nail in that coffin. Flag being run through Ziggs. Nameless trying to get the cuts. He's got 2 teammates protecting as well. And Merc should be able to score this. He gets it back to the base. 1 player to beat. Great cover from Nameless. And there we have it. EnVy 3-1 to close it out. There's no way OFA is going to be coming back in this. That will be your final score after 3 games. EnVy is going to finish the clean sweep.
Yeah, exactly what we really expected from this first game. And EnVy, you know, hot 3-0 against a Mega Fatal Ambition. And they did some very coordinated play. Nothing too flashy, you know. Besides, you know, you look at the first game in terms of kills, Zuma did very well in that one, 50+. Everything just kind of by the book, how you expect to see CTF played.
Fantastic stuff from EnVyUs. They advance to winners round 2, where if they win their next match, they will qualify for Worlds once again. But give it up to OFA, trying their hardest here in round number 1 against one of America's best,
they did well.
Serious contender going up against the Canadians. So, Ben, that's it for this first match, but we have Strictly Business and Boreal Esports on the main stage next. Before we get to that, I want to hear from our analysts. Guys, what did you think about EnVy here in their first best of 5?
Thanks, guys. No, taking away from that series, Ray, I know EnVy looked really strong. Let's start off with the hardpoint game, though. So, for me, Omega was always in the right spot, but they just were never winning the gun battles. You kind of saw they rotated early, you know, 2 or 3 times. You know, that first hill, going to the 3rd hill, they rotated pretty early. They got a lot of time there. But since after that, they really never won any of those battles on rotation.
I mean, no matter what you do in hardpoint, if you're going to go down 43 kills in a game total slaying, like they went neg 43 as a team, it's going to be pretty hard to win a hardpoint, especially against a team like EnVyUs. I mean, they were doing, like you said, they were doing some things right, but it's just at the end of the day, if you're not killing while you're rotating, rotating isn't going to do anything for you.
I mean, you had Saints and Nameless both with 40+. You had Nameless at 42 and 32, Saints at 44 and 30, and then Zuma at 53 and 32. Just insane games out of them. It's going to be difficult to win on any game mode when you get outslayed that bad.
At the base, we can't say much about that game. It's just a slaying. What's the difference?
They got outslayed, really, at the end of the story there. The search, it really bothered me a bit because I thought that, you know, Fatal Ambition right off the start, they came out and they looked good those first 2 rounds.
Yeah.
First 2 rounds, they won pretty easily. And then they went away from playing as a team.
Yeah, they started grouping up at the first round, like you said. They made a really good offensive push in the second round, which was a good setup because it was a kind of like an odd B push that came around to A.
Yeah.
So it kind of left. If they would have switched it up in the next round, well, let's say a 4-man A push or something like that, it would have threw EnVy off. Because EnVy adapted to that setup, and then they ended up doing the same thing over again. And after that, it was all downhill. They just started pushing very aggressively as singles. And when you're spread out across the map, you're not winning your gunfights. It's pretty hard to win gunfights against EnVy, so they just got outslayed, and then EnVy started racking up easy rounds.
I think in Search, if you're the, you know, overmatched team, so to speak, I think you need to come out with some creative strategies, like that low B push all the way around.
They had one in their pocket.
You know, you throw some stuff like that in there, you're able to win. I don't want to say cheap rounds, but you're able to get cheap rounds.
You're surprising the other team. You're throwing something that they're not used to seeing, which is what you have to do to beat these teams if you're an underdog at this level.
Right. So really, first 2 rounds strong out of them. Then after that, kind of fell apart. And then the CTF. I know Merc and Zuma get off to an amazing start. Envy was just putting so much pressure on their base to start the game out. You never really saw anybody from Omega Fail Ambition get across that 50-yard line of the map in that first half.
They got a counter cap, to be fair, which was the aggression they were able to put up. But then again, it's like the same thing. They got outslayed by 35 this game. So I mean, they kept it close until the very end. It was mostly a 2-1 win. Envy got a flag with 10 seconds left. But for the most part, it was a 2-1 game for the longest time. And it was kind of interesting. I kind of want to talk about the Seiken bringing out this score streak in IMR. I would love to see it on the first side. I mean, that's something that if you could have maybe get something like me and Mr. X was talking about during the game, was basically the fact that if you can pull something out that these teams are not used to seeing, you're going to throw them off. And if you're a team that's getting outslayed by that much, if you can throw a team off, then you give yourself a standing chance. Playing head-to-head the way they did, getting outslayed by 35 is not going to get you anywhere.
When we were watching it, we were saying, why didn't they try this on the hard point? It would have been a perfect idea, have a player with an IMR with some streaks, some danger close, sit a little bit further back, rack up kills in the hill. Players just jumping into the hill, getting those points, and then running a streak like that, it throws off Envy completely.
Right. It's basically where you're going to see a lot of this weekend. Is basically these first games. There's a lot of pro teams playing teams that have not had the experience that these teams have. So the slaying-wise is going to be very one-sided, I feel like, especially in this game. Slaying was very one-sided. So if those teams can pull something out of their hat and something that the other team's not used to seeing very often, then you may throw them off enough to give yourself a standing chance.
Yeah, they got to get creative. That's really what I think it is.
Yep.
We didn't see a push really until about the 2-minute mark from Omega. They were really never able to get anything going. Then Seiken put a lot of nice pressure on the base, but it was just nothing as a team, no team attack.
Yeah, it was very individual based, and the counter cap was it's a nice play as a team. They got the kills they needed to get on kind of the counter, so it was nice. But then again, like most of it was individual, and then if you're playing individually and you're not slaying, then that's never going to work out.
Right, and I think Merc to end it off. I mean, he had a phenomenal Ascend CTF, 24 and 19, 3 caps, one of the best Ascend CTF players we've seen throughout the entire world qualification. So when we come right back after this commercial break, we're going to have our next match. Stay tuned, guys.